The magic football. In the sprawling savannah of Zambamba lived a giraffe named Geoff. Geoff wasn't just any giraffe, he was the sportiest giraffe in all of Zambamba. He had long, muscular legs that could outrun any antelope, a neck that could reach the highest tree branches for the best view of the game, and an incredible talent for just about any sport you could think of. Running, swimming, gymnastics, he excelled at them all. But his absolute favourite was football. Geoff was so good at football that no one in the savannah could keep up with him. He could dribble past the cheetahs, outjump the kangaroos, and his headers were so powerful they sent the ball flying out of sight. It's no surprise that his team, the Savannah Superstars, won every match they played, and Geoff always scored the winning goal. He was the hero of every game, and he knew it. "Oh, did you see that goal?" he'd brag, his neck held high as he strutted around the field. "I'm unstoppable." Now, the other animals liked Geoff, but they were a bit tired of his constant boasting. "He's a great player," whispered Zeke the zebra to Tilly the tortoise, "but does he have to remind us every 5 minutes?" One day, after yet another victory, Geoff was wandering through the forest, practicing his dribbling. That's when he stumbled upon something shiny glinting in the grass. He bent his long neck down and saw a football. A beautiful golden football with sparkling stars etched all over it. His eyes widened with excitement. "This must be a magic football," Geoff exclaimed, picking it up with his hooves. "Imagine what I could do with this! I'll be unbeatable!" He decided to try it out right away. With a graceful flick of his hoof, he kicked the ball. To his surprise, it shot through the air like a rocket and circled back to him like a boomerang. Geoff was thrilled. "This is amazing! Never mind Zambamba, I'm going to be the best footballer in the world." The next day, he brought the magic football to practice. His teammates were curious about the shiny new ball, but before they could ask, Geoff showed off his skills. He dribbled past every player, weaving in and out with incredible speed. The ball moved as if it had a mind of its own, dodging every attempt to tackle it. But things started to get weird. As Geoff lined up to shoot, the magic football seemed to glow. He kicked it with all his might and the ball zoomed off right into the lion's den. Chaos ensued as the lions, who were taking a nap, were startled awake. They roared and chased the ball, which bounced around the den like a pinball, narrowly missing the lion cubs and knocking over a pile of bones. Geoff and his teammates watched in horror from the edge of the field as the lions finally cornered the ball, growled at it, and then thankfully burst into laughter. "Great trick, Geoff!" roared Leo the lion, his tail twitching with amusement. Geoff, red-faced and embarrassed, sheepishly retrieved the ball. "Maybe I need to practice a bit more," he muttered. Undeterred, Geoff was determined to show off his new skills at the big match against the Desert Dashers the following weekend. With the magic football, he was confident they would win by a landslide. The game started and Geoff took control. The ball stuck to his hooves like glue and he easily dribbled past every opponent. As he reached the goal, he decided to do something spectacular. He kicked the ball high into the air, planning to catch it on his head and perform an incredible backflip. But the magic football had other ideas. It shot up higher and higher, disappearing into the clouds. Everyone, including Geoff, watched in stunned silence as the ball kept rising. Just when they thought it was gone for good, it came plummeting down, landing with a tremendous thud right in the middle of the camel cheerleaders, sending them flying in all directions. The audience gasped, and the referee blew his whistle frantically. "Penalty!" he shouted, pointing at Geoff, who was trying to hide behind his own long legs. The Dashers took the penalty kick and scored. Geoff's team lost the match, and Geoff's ego took a major hit. His teammates, though disappointed, patted him on the back. "It's okay, Geoff. It happens," said Manny the meerkat, their captain. But Geoff was too embarrassed to respond. He decided to take the magic football back to where he found it. "Maybe it's more trouble than it's worth," he thought, kicking the ball along as he wandered through the savannah. On his way, he passed a group of young animals playing a pick-up game of football. They looked at him in awe. "Wow, it's Geoff, the best footballer in the savannah," squealed a little lemur. "Do you want to play with us?" asked a shy meerkat, holding up a battered old football. Geoff hesitated. He looked at the magic football and then at the eager young faces. He knew he could show off his new skills, but something inside him shifted. Maybe it was the look of admiration in their eyes, or the memory of the laughing lions, or perhaps it was the defeated faces of his own teammates after the last match. "Sure," he said, smiling and putting down the magic football, "but let's use your ball. It's more fun that way." The game was lively and chaotic, with Geoff running slower than usual to give the little ones a chance. He passed the ball, cheered them on, and even let the lemur score a goal. They laughed and shouted, and for the first time, Geoff felt something better than winning. He felt like a real teammate. After the game, as the sun set, Geoff picked up the magic football and walked back to the forest. He placed it where he found it, hidden in the tall grass. "Thanks for the help," he said softly, "but I think I'll stick to my own game from now on." From that day on, Geoff still played brilliantly, but he focused more on his team and less on his own glory. He encouraged his teammates, celebrated their victories, and helped them up when they fell. And while he still scored plenty of goals, he made sure to pass just as much. The Savannah Superstars didn't win every match after that, but they played better as a team. And Geoff learned that being a good sportsman was more important than being the best. And as for the magic football, it stayed hidden in the forest, waiting for the next animal who needed to learn a lesson or two about sportsmanship. But that's a story for another day. Thank you to Damien for coming up with the story title, The Magic Football. Two things that I love the most, Damien: magic and football. I don't think I'm as good as Geoff, though. Speaking of Geoff, thank you very much to Jack for coming up with the name, Geoff the Giraffe. What a fantastic name for a giraffe. I reckon that's the only giraffe that's ever been called Geoff. Jack, thank you so much. You can suggest a character for a future show. Use the StoryQuest character creator over at funkidslive.com. Damien, you are our story master this week with football magic. Tell us, what gave you that idea?
I like football, and then I just thought about doing a story about football, and then adding a word just to make it very fun.
Okay, well, magic is quite a cool word to add because, when we watch it, it can be magical. But how do you think magic, real life magic, might affect football? What would happen?
Magic would affect it whereby a goal from the goalkeeper and then it goes all the way past the goalkeeper and into the net, which would be really magic.
Do you think maybe one player could have all the magical powers?
No, it's a team sport. You need to have a lot of players, otherwise it's not going to be fair.
Well, let's take it kind of position by position. If you were to give one magical power to the goalkeeper, what would you give them?
So they're very short, and then you would never concede.
Listen, Damien, thank you so much. You've been a brilliant story master this week. I've really enjoyed chatting. Thank you so much. Got an idea for a story? Tell us the title at funkidslive.com/storyquest, and we could bring your story to life. For a new story each week, make sure you hit subscribe or follow so you don't miss a single episode.